Hey guys, it's Kim here and welcome back to my Top 5 Games of the Year feature. Today's guest is the super lovely Nilesy.
Hello, it's me, it's the super lovely Nilesy. Hi, was it Kim? Is it Kim? Kim, it's good to be here.
Feisty.
I'm jokes. I've had too many coffees today, so.
Yeah, look out, we got a badass over here.
Whoopah! That's a whip noise. Okay.
Whip it good.
So what are we doing, Kim?
Okay.
What the hell am I here for?
You are here because I want to know what your top 5 games of 2013 are, starting with game number 5, if you have such a list to hand.
It's funny you should mention that, because I happen to have a list
open
right now in front of me. It's like I was prepared for this exact
eventuality.
Stars
have aligned.
I don't know how this kind of thing can happen, Kim, but it has.
That's
so I'll give you my number 5 game of the year.
Let's go.
And it's a game that both you and I and several people on Vent enjoyed, which was Final Fantasy 14: The Realm Reborn.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Absolutely loved it. A lot of people went into it, especially on Vent. Like, everyone played it. Rythian, Zoe, like even idiots like Daltos played it. And then everyone just stopped, you know?
I know, right?
Do you know what Daltos' character was called? Do you know what it's called?
I couldn't remember, no. I was thinking about this the other day.
It was called Thundercats Ho.
Oh god, yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And it wasn't even a Miqo'te. It wasn't a Miqo'te, it was a fucking Rogadin.
Yeah.
So
priorities, man.
Goddamn. The game itself, I really enjoyed a lot of it. The story was great. Like, a lot of people say the story was a bit lame, but yeah, in kind of like Act 2, it gets a bit slow, but it really picks up towards the end. The dungeons were great. I think if you really immerse yourself in the lore of Realm Reborn, it really was it's very enjoyable. Like, a lot of people were saying, oh, the gameplay is boring, oh, there's nothing to do. But honestly, the way I played it, and I thought this was quite a good way of playing it, was I bought it, and it comes with the 30 days for free. And I was like, right, I'm going to try at least and get my 30 days out of this. And I played it solely for that whole 30 days, and I, hit level 50, got all my gear, completed the quest, completed the main story. I started on the epic weapon quest, and I left that because it wasn't super interesting. But I finished the main story, and I was like, right, done. I have had a great experience with that game. I must have put, like, a hell of a lot of hours into it. But that for me was a very enjoyable experience, and I think you can't ask much more. I'm sure it's an MMO, so you should expect more, but if you go into it just like, okay, this is an interesting story, I'm going to see where the story's going to go, sure, as an MMO it does have its faults, but I think as a story game for the main quest line was really good.
I think for me, what I loved about it is that I've been playing World of Warcraft for about a bit over a year now, and I sort of got it, but I didn't quite understand exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
What I love about Final Fantasy 14 was that it did have that approach of teaching people new to MMOs, like, just exactly what the hell you were doing, like breaking it right down, and giving you those quests that kind of emphasized your role and how to use, if you were a healer, how best to sort yourself out.
Oh yeah, it's a very friendly game, very friendly for beginners, absolutely.
So, I mean, I appreciate that that's not for kind of the harder MMO audience, but for me, like, I found it fantastic, and I've gone back to WoW now, and I know so much more about what I need to do and how to play it, so yeah, I love it.
See, people compare any MMO to WoW. They say, oh, is it the WoW killer? Like, no game is going to be a WoW killer, because WoW has just got such a foothold in the MMO, in the MMO market. It is just the game. Like, nothing will beat WoW, nothing probably ever will. You can discuss it below in the comments if you want, but I think we can all agree that WoW is here to stay. But like, Final Fantasy was a really great experience, and I really enjoyed every minute of it.
Well, I'm definitely in agreement with you there, Nilesy. Will I agree with your number 4 though, which is...
Okay. My number 4 pick was a very recent pick, actually. This pick bumped out Tomb Raider. I had Tomb Raider in there as well. Okay. But then I was like, shit, I'm going to have to reevaluate, because this game was so good. And it's A Link Between Worlds, which I picked up a couple weeks ago.
I'm definitely in agreement with you there. Yeah, I know, right?
It's so good. It's so good. Like, I am not a Link player, so for all of you people out there, I'm not a Zelda guy. Like, people out there might be like, oh, I've never played a Zelda game.
Yeah.
I'm not into Zelda. Who's this fucking Zelda guy anyway? And for all of those people, that is me. That is me.
Yeah.
I recently bought a 3DS like this year, and I played Link's Awakening DX on it, which was the old game, but it was ported over to the 3DS, and it works really well, and I loved it. And that was my first game. ever. And I played that this year. Okay. Exactly, right? And then I bought A Link Between Worlds because Tutron was on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, A Link Between Worlds is really good. I didn't even know what AWLB or what ALBW. I was like, what the fuck is it? I had to ask Rythian. I was like, what the hell is Tutron talking about? ALBW? And he was like, oh, it's A Link Between Worlds. I was like, okay. And I bought it that afternoon after Tutron said it was really good. And I was absorbed. The whole game, every part of it is brilliant. It was Zoe that said to me that people who do love like the Zelda franchise are going to really appreciate A Link Between Worlds a lot more than people like me who've just come into it fresh because it's in the same overworld as one of the previous games. Yeah. However, me as a fresh player, I sat there and I played. I can even, while we're talking, I'll bring up my DS and I'll see if I can find my playtime on it. But I sat there and I played that non-stop. Like, that was my game. Yeah. It was Star Trek Voyager, Link Between Worlds, Star Trek Voyager, Link Between Worlds, nothing else for a good week. Like, I just sat there and completed the entire game.
That sounds pretty sweet.
Turn the music off of my 3DS there. Turned it down. But yeah, it was, man, it was a really great game. And it was a surprising game, again, because I've never played these Zelda games. And I tried Ocarina of Time, when that came out, I really didn't like it as much as A Link Between Worlds. And it's that over kind of like the 2D, like, bird's eye view thing that is just, they make it work so well.
That's the thing, like, if you take away kind of what game it was and the kind of franchise behind it, it is just an amazing game that really uses all of the 3DS's features. Like, it looks so good. It uses the 3D in such an ingenious way, and like the kind of dungeons and the puzzles, and like, you know, turning into the flat 2D Link and that kind of thing.
And Rythian as well, I was talking to Rythian about this, not only does it look great, but it feels great. Like, a lot of these games on DS as well, when you control a character, I think it was Rythian was talking about one game where you have to press the screen to swing your sword or some shit, but like in Zelda it just feels fantastic. Like swinging the sword, it's just you press the button and the controls feel tight, like you feel like you're in like immediate control of your character. It just feels great. I've looked at my 3DS, I've got 25 hours played, right? Sweet. And I've played the game, it says I've played the game 3 times, so that just goes to show you how much I was playing the game.
You are.
3 sessions of basically 25 hours sitting there. So yeah, that was definitely my number 4 game.
Sweet. Okay, so moving away from Link, what is number 3?
Okay, so number 3 is an unusual one. I had to look this up because I wasn't sure if it came out this year or if it was last year, but I'm pretty sure it came out this year. It's a game that kind of caught my interest. I had it on my Steam list for a long time. TB had it. It's GUACAMELEE. Okay. I'm saying that right now so you can put the footage in there without me rambling on. So it's GUACAMELEE Gold Edition. Total Biscuit made a WTF is of it a long time ago. Okay. And he specifically said, oh, you should buy this game. And I was like, whatever, I'll buy it. Why not? And it sat in my Steam list forever, and I didn't play it, and then I played it, even if it isn't of this year, even if it's last year, I don't give a shit, to be honest. It's a great game. Nobody will have heard of it, and you should really play it. It's a platformer, it's kind of like a Metroidvania, and you play as a luchador, and your job as a luchador is to use both the living world and the undead world. Okay. And you have to defeat like an enemy called Kalaka, who has kind of stolen your bonita señorita, if we shall say.
Oh my god.
It's very, very good. Again, the controls feel great. It's a controller, use a controller. It feels fantastic on a controller. Right. And you have to go around picking up abilities, things like that. And it's one of these games that I don't think many people have heard about.
No, I haven't heard about it.
Exactly. You can look up on Steam right now, actually, if you want. But it's always on sale. It's always there. Nobody ever picks it up, but it's great. It's one of the few games that I have actually completed 100%.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I've got 20 hours played over like maybe a couple of days, to be honest. I sat and played that full non-stop. I completed it in normal mode and hard mode. Now, Kim, do you ever play hard modes of games?
No, because I just suck. No.
No, okay. Now, I always play hard, if I can. I always go in the hard mode. Okay. I started off on normal mode with GUACAMELEE, and then when you finish it, it unlocks hard mode. I'm quite used to hard mode being quite easy. Like Tomb Raider, Bioshock Infinite. Yeah. I played both of those games on hard. They were easy as piss. I'll tell you right now. Like, Tomb Raider was a piece of shit. Like, honestly, there's fucking ammo everywhere. There was only, 2 times, I think, where I genuinely felt challenged in the entire game of Tomb Raider. A great game, but easy. GUACAMELEE on hard mode towards the end is really fucking hard. It's a great challenge. If you think you're quite good at platformers, it's a nice challenge. Like, I think
if you're hardcore.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you know how in your games like WoW, Final Fantasy, you'll have normal mobs where you go out and do a quest and you kill 10 boars or whatever the fuck, and then you come back and then you're like, okay, then you have to go and defeat the boss, and the boss is actually hard. When GUACAMELEE, the boss on hard mode is proper hard, but the mobs are even harder, kind of like a Diablo 3 kind of thing. So, like, I actually rage quit that game probably about 10 times because I couldn't get past mobs, like just normal mobs.
Mobs, yeah.
And that never happens to me. So for that, I was like, wow, okay, definitely my number 3 game of the year. Very nice game. There's no voice acting. Well, there's a little bit of voice acting, but it's kind of like a Telltale game where it's more music. Like the soundtrack is phenomenal. It's kind of like old mariachi, like Spanish, Mexican music. It's a very nice game.
Right, so that is number 3. What is number 2 for you?
Okay, number 2, Kim, is a game that I played, you played, everyone on Vent played, we all played, everyone played, YouTube, you all played it, Pokemon XY. Has to be.
Bang.
How far have you gotten in Pokemon?
Admittedly, I stopped because I just got too busy, and then Legend of Zelda came out.
Too busy. Look, too busy dressing up as Mandrew does not mean too fucking busy,
Hey, Kim. Simon's a very demanding boss.
No, I mean, me, again, it always comes down to me being just a bad gamer, like when I was young. I didn't play any of the other Pokemons other than Red and Blue and Yellow back in like 2001 when I played them when I was young.
Yeah.
And that has literally been it. I've never watched any of the other I'm always been a first gen only guy, like, oh, there's only first gen Pokemon, oh, the other Pokemon are fucking the worst. But Pokemon XY, I got into, Zoe convinced me to buy it, and she was right. When I started playing it, I did what I call, I just made this up, I made an Ocust run where I only ever caught first gen Pokemon ever.
Oh,
if anyone ever gifted me a Pokemon, it went in the bank, like I didn't touch it, didn't do anything with it.
Okay.
It was challenging. I pretended that all the other Pokemon that I saw were just monsters or hallucinations. Killed them all. And it was pretty difficult.
How?
But the game is just great. Like, the story... People say, and I think this is one of the biggest criticisms of the game, is that the main story for Pokemon XY sucks. And to be fair, it kind of does. The story's not great. The story is not very great. Once you get to the Elite Four sort of thing, and it's like, game's over, you're like, right, well, thank God. But there's something that a lot of people don't talk about, Kim. I'm not even sure if you know about it. Do you know about the Looker quests?
No, I've not heard of that, no.
Now, this is interesting. So you've got the Pokemon XY main story, right? And that's great. You finish it, it's not great. At the end, you're like, Professor Sycamore's a bit of a weirdo. And then it's like, the game's over, right? But afterwards, it's almost DLC, and it's a guy called Looker.
Yeah.
And in the game, you start working for a private investigation center that's based in Lumiosa City. So you start working for this guy called Looker, and it's great. It's like a 5-chapter quest line that takes you all around Lumiosa, and the story is arguably better than the main storyline.
Wow.
So people are like, oh, but the main story sucks, and you're like, yeah, but if you get through it, there's another story that's completely different, that's really good. Yeah. And not many people know about that. Like, it's, again, you fucking are all about Pokemon, you didn't know about it. It's very uncommon because people just don't get through it. People get bored of the main story, they're like, fuck it, it's not worth it. But that, for me, the Looker question and the fact that the game just uses 3D so well. The 3D being used only in battles was another thing, or only in battles or special events sort of thing, was great because you don't feel overwhelmed by it. It becomes a bit of there are lag issues with it, but I think Nintendo are looking to fix that. But I never used the 3D, but it was one of the few times I turned it on.
Yeah.
Seeing a Mega Evolution with the 3D on is like a fucking optical illusion. It's so good. Like, it's beautiful to watch that. So that certainly was my second game of the year, because it not only was a great game, but it brought me back into the Pokemon fold, because I felt quite ostracized. Like, I felt that after the fact I didn't keep up with the series. I didn't know where to start. I was like, there's like a 10 billion Pokemon. Where the hell do I start? Who the fuck is Trubbish? Who's Trubbish? I don't fucking know. You know? But it brought me back in, and it made me feel like I was like, oh, you know, I'm quite at home with this. I'm quite at home with the idea of playing the next game as well. So there you go. Like
catching a Pikachu almost straight away. I was like, oh my god, I'm home. Yeah. Like, this is it.
Absolutely.
I'm back in. So, Mr. Nilesy, what is your number one game of 2013?
You're not going to like this, and I don't care.
Okay.
Everyone in the comments section, don't even start me. Listen, if a game, if I haven't played a game or haven't heard of a game, do you know why? Because it came out on a fucking console. And I don't care that this game was out already on a console, because it was.
Okay.
This game came out on PC in 2013. I'd never heard of it before. I'd never played it before until this year, and that counts for me. Nilesy, what is your game? What is your game of 2013? Oh, I'll tell you, Kim. My game, because it came out on PC and not a console, was Fez. Fez is my number one. Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. Dare I ask you why?
Fez is... Let's talk about Fez and not Philfish. We'll come back to Philfish because I think he's a very interesting guy. But we'll talk about Fez first of all. Fez is a platformer, and you play as a little dude who suddenly encounters that he has some control. He's in control of 3D. He lives in a 2D world. He lives in a 2D land, which suddenly gets introduced to the world of 3D. Now, it is a beautiful game. Like, every single aspect of the game just looks fantastic and feels wonderful. There's puzzle solving. The platforming is just very crisp, very clean, very thought out, and that's because it took so long to make. And it just is a great game. People out there will say, well, fuck Fez, because Phil Fish is an asshole. But I really disagree. Along with Fez, I would say that something else that I think should be watched or should be enjoyed is Indie Game the Movie. Have you seen that yourself?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like Phil Fish because they think he's nasty, they think he's mean, he's rude to fans and things like that. And
he does say controversial things every now and again, where he just doesn't think.
He is a bit of a troll, and he can say things outside of what he means to say, perhaps, and maybe doesn't think a lot of the time before he speaks. But if you watch Indie Game the Movie and you see not Phil Fish, but you see a man who is putting his fucking heart and soul, the blood of himself into a game, and is fucking crying and is trying every, like, for what, 3-4 years, winning awards before the game's even out, having to like stand up to such huge expectation for a game that he hasn't even finished yet, to put all of that on a two-man team that came out of Fez, which was it was him and his partner, to put that on two people, primarily to put that on Phil Fish, who was the face of that game, is a massive undertaking, and Fez just is a wonderful creation. Like, Phil Fish himself in Indie Game the Movie, and in my review that I wrote of it, says that it's a stop and smell the flowers kind of game, and it really is. Like, you can finish the entire game, you can get all the cuboids, you can finish it, and you'll be like, right, great game, done. But if you enjoy kind of like the deeper part of the game, you can go through the game solving all the puzzles and like working out all the little mysteries and going into kind of like, there's one puzzle that needs to decrypt the game. People think that's a bad thing, but I actually think that's a really awesome thing, because you're like, why has he chosen to do that? And there's just so much depth to the game. There's so much enjoyment in the game. It's the kind of game you would be quite happy to leave on as a fucking screensaver. Like, it is just, it's just really good. It came out last year. It came out last year on console, and I wanted to... I was going to say, well, it came out last year. People are going to be mad that I'm picking that as my game of the year, but I don't think that's fair.
I think you're more than justified. Yeah, like, Fez is really a brilliant game, so...
It's so good. It was on sale in November for £1.75. It will be on sale on Christmas, absolutely, probably around the same price. If you don't have it, please get it. You will not be disappointed. My reviews are up. My review right now is testament enough.
Oh.
So please do get it.
Where can we see that review?
On the Yogscast Kim channel. The review, I mean, of this video. I mean, but I've got a written review on Steam somewhere. You can actually, I think if you go to Fez on Steam and you just search it, my review is the top one. I think actually.
Sweet.
But please do check out.
So
yes.
Do you think Phil Fish will return to finish Fez 2? Because he had that very explosive bust-up earlier this year where he said that he was out.
We were discussing this. Phil Fish said there was something very, very mean. Like, really fucking mean. Like, I watched, like, what happened. Somebody said really nasty things about him on a very public forum, on a video. Somebody who was meant to be a games commentator said some very rude things and very unprofessional things.
Yeah.
And Phil Fish rightfully was angry, and as a very expressive man, he went and took that to Twitter, and things took a downhill turn, and he eventually said that he was no longer going to do Fez 2. And it's interesting. Do I think he won't do it? I think he'll do what he feels he needs to do. After watching Indie Game the Movie, Phil Fish isn't really a guy that I feel is driven by logic or and foreplanning. I feel like he's a guy that's driven by emotion. And I feel that if he feels that he needs to make Fez 2, I think if he thinks that it's in him and he wants to put it out there, he will. But an interesting thought is, what's the best way to get everyone off your fucking back? Begging for Fez 2. is by telling them that it's not coming.
Tell them it's gone. Yeah.
It's gone. Yeah. So maybe by saying that Fez 2 isn't coming, that he can actually work on it without people nipping at his heels all the time.
That's an interesting theory. I'd like to think that he is taking that kind of public break so that people stop bugging him about it. Because
I hope so. But in the other way, I don't mind if he's not. Like if he wants to be out the game and that's what if that's what feels right for him, if he's done, Fez itself is a fucking masterpiece of gaming. Like if anyone says it's not, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Look at the game. Like look at every aspect of the game. It's just every part of it is wonderful. You really can't ask for more from a platforming type of game. It just feels and it's wonderful, it's great. But if he says, look, I'm not doing Fez 2, I don't feel like I've got it in him, then fine. Because if he doesn't feel like he's got it in him, Fez 2 will never be
then
what Fez is right now.
It will not be good, yeah.
It won't, it won't be what he wants it to be, because Fez is his, it really is his tower of achievement. Like, you can't get better than that. If he wants to live up to that, then fair enough, he can try, but it is all about what is inside him. And if he doesn't think he's got it, then fair enough, you know, no press, dudes. Take a chill, man, take a chill, you know. You did a good job, did a fucking good job. I would be proud if I could make something as good as Fez, so... Check that one out.
Talented people, eh? Talented people.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, look at us. What do? Fucking sit around for 20 minutes a day putting bullshit on YouTube, and then you've got guys like this putting blood, sweat, and tears in the game. It's like, Jesus. Okay,
yeah, and getting really emotional and like living it out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And wow.
Oh, boy.
Well, on that rather emotional note, thank you so much for joining me today, Nilesy. And I think you got a pretty strong lineup, really strong lineup. It looks like you've had a fairly amazing 2013.
I have had a good year of gaming. It's been an excellent year. I'm looking forward to 2014. Do I know what games are coming out? No, I tend to never know. There should be a website that makes it a bit easier. I think there is, but I don't really look at them. But yeah, 2014, I'm more than happy to come back next year for more chat. It'd be quite interesting to see who likes who's better, because you're going to be doing everyone in the Yogscast there. You could be like, oh, I prefer Rithians, or I prefer Hannah's, or oh no, Nilesie's the best. A little competition. Cool.
I think we all know that Nilesy is the best.
Woo! I like that, Kim. Congrats. Everyone, give Kim some woots. Anyway, thank you for the invitation. And,
thank you for joining me. And
pleasure.
Love you as always, Nilesy. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas.
You too. Love you too, Kim, and everyone in the comments and the viewers. Well, you're okay. no, I love you guys. Love you guys.
Love you all. Sayonara.
Bye.